adventurers. Welcome to Adventurous Spirits, a weekly musical podcast to help encourage each of us, myself included, because I am right here with you on this long and winding road to whatever destination presents itself in the moment, whether it be my career as an artist, my future, my family, and personal relationships, my creativity. It's a long journey, and every adventure starts off really fun and exciting, as it should, and there are many fun and exciting moments. You know, you round a bend and it's like, woo! And then you climb a mountain and it's like, oh! And there are lots of moments in between where it's muddy and it's raining and you can't see the sun and you're just like, what am I doing to myself? I do anyway. I have all of those moments, sometimes within the same day. If you are listening on YouTube and can comment in the chat, let me know if that description resonates with your life at all. My theory is that the world is just full of these exciting, adventurous journeys and exciting, adventurous experiences. And it's intimidating, it's thrilling. That's part of what it means to be human, is to go out there and see what we're made of, test our mettle. And we are adventurous spirits. We are, even if we're in a life that we don't consider terribly adventurous at the moment, we find those opportunities to challenge ourselves exciting, and we want more. So we come here every Tuesday to support one another in that process, and I am here as your host to tell my own stories and listen to yours, and to celebrate all of the little steps that get us to those exciting milestones. So this is episode 25. 25 episodes, y'all. A quarter of 100. That's a little bit of a milestone. We have been here every Tuesday since the beginning of 2023. And whether you're listening live on Tuesday or tuning in another day of the week, I'm so thankful that you took a few minutes to hop on and check this out and see if it's your jam. I'm your host, Cortney Matz. I will be serenading you all along the way with my own stories and examples and questions, but also with some songs that I have written from the course of my adventures. And I'm sure that this will continue to be the case, because I'm not done learning, I'm not done growing. I've got a lot of more life experience ahead of me. So I think every personal growth journey needs a soundtrack, whether you're writing it yourself, like I do, and a lot of times I really benefit from the songs that other people have written, or whether you're listening to me. Today we're talking about adventures and starting over. How do you like that for a topic? Is that a thrilling and exciting topic? Just having a moment here where I want to be sure. Okay, cool. Good. Everything seems to be working technologically. Hallelujah. Yeah. So give me a shout in the chat if you are listening live. How do you feel about starting over? I think each of us has had to do that at least once. And this is a song that I wrote years ago when I felt very much like I was back to the beginning. I had been working really hard, playing a lot of holiday gigs in December, which is the time that you do that. musicians are really busy in December, doing all the Christmas parties and the Hanukkah parties and the school gatherings and the end of year corporate things. And it's kind of like when you make the bulk of your income for the next month or two. So it's like it's got to see you through December, January, and hopefully a part of February if it's a really good month. Because January, there is nothing. In January, nobody's doing events, nobody's hiring musicians. That is a generalization, but typically here in my city of Los Angeles, that's how it goes. So all of this is backdrop for this song that I'm about to play you. Because what happened was I finished my last gig of the year. I was exhausted. I drove home, lugged all my gear out of my car, fell asleep, and then the next morning, my car was gone. And I realized that I had parked it in a temporary tow-away zone for which there was no sign the night before, but somehow the next morning there was a sign. And it's possible that I was just so wiped out that I didn't notice the sign. But regardless, my car had been towed. And so I got to spend half of what I had made that month, my sock up and save it for the next month money, on getting my car out of the impound lot, paying for the ticket. I got 2 tickets, actually. I got the ticket for parking in the tow-away zone, $92. I still remember that. And the ticket for, get this, I didn't have my registration sticker on my license plate. I had the registration. It was in my glove compartment. I just had totally blanked on putting it on the license plate. Double whammy. That one was only $25, but every little bit counts. I would have loved to spend $25 on something else. Starting over. So as I walked the 2 miles to get my car, this song just started playing in my head. Because I was thinking about how those of us who moved to California to try to make it as a creative person, we're not too different from those gold rush folks back in the day. 1849, I believe. And a lot of times they found stuff, but what they found was not what they were looking for. And so this song is about that. It's called Pyrite Road. Feel free to clap along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pickaxe ready and a grim expression. There's a yellow road and I'ma find it. Perseverance takes a powerful vision. There's a lot of work in gold mining. I don't know which way to find the gold. There's a whisper in my soul, better mind it. Here I go on a long ass shot to find the hill with a ribbon inside it. 12 long months I've been chasing chunks. I wonder if I'm crazy for trying. Old timers say you gotta follow your own nose, but what if mine's lying? I dig away, it's the same every day. Other veins obey, but not my one. What's this flash in the pan? Oh man, it's a big fat nugget of sugar. With my rucksack bags, I'll be rich. hate to bust your bubble, but I'm sure you've heard that there are dangers deep out here in the mine, and shine true gold ain't the only thing that glitters. See this color, the shape and density, I truly hate to see you embittered. Gold is softer and has no scent, but what you found is its image bitter. Now don't you run, my song's not done, there's a lot more vision within sight. Give your pity to dreams forgotten, mine thrives with every day I'm alive. I've been fooled by a thing or two before, doesn't hurt me anymore, I'll be alright. One thing I know for sure, in heaven no one walks on roads made of pyrite. You can bet when I walk through heaven I'll be treading gold that came from my mind. Na 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 na. Yeah, that song is called Pyrite Road because that's what Fool's Gold is known as. And I think all of us who go looking for something, we find stuff. It's not that we don't find stuff. And in my case, I found a lot of music gigs that seemed like a good idea, but after I had done a bunch of them, I was becoming uncomfortably aware that this was not a thing I liked. And specifically the night before I wrote this song, I was really struggling with just a lot of voices in my head, and just feeling very vulnerable and uncomfortable. And you know, it's not always a given that the situation causes the emotional reaction, but for me it had been going on for a while, and it just didn't feel authentic to be performing in that environment. I was basically background music. I was just playing songs for people that I'm sure were enjoying it, but they weren't there to hear the music. They were there to have dinner and to spend time together, and you know, it was just rare that anyone even noticed or, you know, tipped me or anything. And so it just kind of felt intrusive. Felt like I was trying to share my heart with people and they weren't in a position to receive it. And at the same time, I was trying to give them an experience that they weren't there to have. And so it just, over a few months, actually, this feeling had been building. And so by the time I woke up that fateful Friday morning to no car, it was just like the last straw. And I was finally able to recognize, this is not the gold which I seek. This is pretend. It's shiny. It seems like I should be happy with it. But I'm not. So, I share that story in case it resonates with you, in case it feels like something you have experienced and are trying to. It takes a lot of courage to actually sit with that and look at it and say, okay, now what? Is it time to start over? see Steve has joined me. Hello, Steve. Steve says there was an old Looney Tunes cartoon like that. A woman parks on the street and goes into the store. While she's in there, someone installs a fire hydrant next to her car and she gets a ticket. Oh, talking about the temporary tow-away zone? Yeah, maybe that's what happened. Someone had it out for me. Had it in for me? How do you say that? Someone had it in for me. And they're like, heh, she has parked her car. She has gone home. Now we will put up this sign. You can park here between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. or something like that. Let's just say a few months later, I sold my car so that I didn't have to think about where it was parked anymore. So, yeah, I'm thinking about starting over, thinking about the courage that it takes to even kind of consider that. I've been re-listening to my album Mystery, which is the album that song Pyrite Road is on. And it reminded me of this other song that I don't know if I've ever played this live, but I really like it. It's called Miracle, and it's inspired by a Bible story. There's, the original, the nation of Israel is basically descended from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Those are the standard origins of Israel, as they were known in ancient Bible times. And so the third son of that family, Jacob, he had some difficulty settling into himself and his calling as a father of a big nation. And so one night, as the story goes, he's traveling from one place to another, and he goes to sleep one night using a rock for a pillow, and he's awakened by an angel. And rather than being like, whoa, cool, an angel, he wrestles the angel. He resists it. And it's a real struggle. It's a real struggle. And I really resonate with that idea of kind of resisting what you know about yourself and not wanting to deal with the reality of it, and kind of wanting to exert your will rather than submit to what seems like an arbitrary reality, which for me in this particular story was, I don't want to recognize that these paid gigs are not my thing. I just want to shut up, play the gig, and be content that I'm making money playing music. But I couldn't. I just couldn't do that, and I had been wrestling with it, and eventually I gave into it. But I demanded that it bless me, which, if you know that story, that's how it ends. Jacob won't let the angel go, and the angel's like, let me go, it's morning, for crying out loud. And Jacob says, not until you bless me. Anyway, it's a pretty cool story. You should check it out. I love just the wildness of it. Here's this one lone human out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I mean, I think that's kind of a very brave thing in of itself, to go out in the middle of nowhere by yourself. And then, everything that ensues. So let me play this song for you. I'm tempted to just keep talking about it rather than play it, but here it is. Still waters, salt flats, lonely mountain, moon rising, pitch black, slowly coming undone. I'm the only one here. Wide open windows, facing myself again. Resolved, exposed, standing on petrified ground. I'm the only one here. That sweeps the treetops, ripples over raindrops, moving leaves and petals till the rhythm drops. I've come to find a miracle, standing here on my own. I'm not the only one here. I'm not the only one here. I'm not the only one here. You reversed my expectations. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it. I'm not the only one here. So, what I like about this song for this topic is that I think no matter where you are in the cycle of starting over or having started over, I'm sure you're in one of those two places right now. You have started over somewhere doing something in your life, because that is how life works. But I was going to tell a whole different story that I'm running out of time to tell, but I just can think of so many examples of this from my own life. let alone the whole like selling my house and getting rid of most of my stuff and moving cross country. That is certainly a way of starting over that I have done, and I'm sure you all have your own examples. So as I was saying, no matter where you are in that cycle of continuing a thing that you have started from beginning or going back to the beginning, I think we need to know that there is something bigger going on outside of us that has a purpose for all of this. Not just our starting, not just our finishing, but our starting again. And part of that is just our design as humans. You know, the fact that you are cut out for a particular style of life, whether it be a creative life, a entrepreneurial life, a home and family life, a mix of all of those and other things that I don't even have time to mention. There are so many ways to live. And no matter how many times I observe that in life and tell myself that, I still have this tendency to think that there is a way. There is one great way to live. And I've got to find it, and then I've got to do it. And I can tell if I'm being successful by if I feel happy all the time and if I have everything that I need all at the same time. And that's just incorrect. But it feels so true in the middle of it. And so to have this design of wanting to feel successful and yet have a lifestyle that frequently feels unsuccessful, you got to look outside of that feeling in order to find the courage to start again, to carry on or to start again, whichever situation you're in. But no matter what, we gotta trust that when we take the time to sit with the truth, with the reality of a situation, that there is a solution. It's not just this is the only thing that I can do, so let me just keep doing it even though I don't want to. Maybe there's another way to do it. Maybe it's not the right time, but it's time to start getting ready for the thing that you actually want, for the way that you actually want your life to go. I'm very grateful that I had the support of my friends and family as I started doing that kind of business with myself 10 years ago when I got to the point where I was going to move to LA. But a lot of times it feels like a rebellion to do that, to start over. So regardless of how it feels or where you are in the process, I just want to just point out that this takes guts. It takes guts to look at it, to consider it another way. And I'm so grateful that I did, and that I chose another way, and that I got connected with this wonderful place called Epiphany Space, which is an artist community here in Hollywood that has been a tremendous support to me on my personal journey, has helped me find courage again and again. And it's been a great place to record my podcast and play the piano. And it's been such a joy to be involved with this place. So I encourage all of you, if you could use some support in your creativity, entrepreneurial life, or just really any aspect of life that requires courage, check it out, epiphanyspace.com. And as we are able to do that business with ourselves, we will find more and more who we actually are becoming and who we actually want to be and how we want to show up in life. So we can feel more at home in it. And that's what this next song is about. It's called Pretending. Tonight, all that's left of me is skin and instinct. at my elbows and nipping at my knees. You must blend in, you won't ever win. I suddenly can't keep listening. Shed that harassment like second skin. Except inside my own mind, making connections between thoughts and feelings, words and healing. Let's start revealing what's really going on. I coax my pride from under the table, flex my hunger firm and stable, release these tangled curves from misery. I take my opinions off a shelf, barely recognize myself, fading in from black now. It's all coming back. As we dance this fiery unveiling, I agree we were made for nonconformity. I am who I was always meant to be, at least partially. Still becoming that person, whatever the case. I'm learning that well, it's always been, it will always be, whichever place, could be any place. I can breathe, I'm free to believe in myself again, whoever that may be. Finally, no more pretending. I'm coming home. Wherever you are, however you feel, whoever's supporting you or not supporting you, may you go out into the world and deep into yourself with the courage to face what you find as it is, and to trust that there is a way to live in this world amongst one another without pretending, without having to act like everything's cool, even if it isn't. At least not all the time. To find what you're really made for and to do it, even if it feels uncertain, if it feels ungraceful, because it usually will. at least at the beginning. That is exactly how it felt for me to start sharing my music with people. But I'm so glad that I did, and I'm so glad that you are here to experience this with me. I hope that this is giving you some inspiration and some insight into your own journey. And come tell me about it, either here on YouTube or, let's see, I think you can actually leave voice messages on Spotify. Give me a rating on iTunes. You know, all of the ways that we typically talk to each other through these mediums, through the podcast. I can talk to you. If you're listening live, you can talk directly back to me in the chat. If you're not listening live, there are a lot of other ways. And I also love email, but let's keep in touch. Let's keep this conversation going. I'm creating this podcast as a way to serve you in your journey. So tell me how it's going. Thanks again for tuning in today. I really hope you have fun out there. I'll see you next Tuesday at noon Pacific time.